displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the park's professor. First hole. The par and distance are at the top of the screen. This is a mostly open hole with only a few large trees between the tee and the basket. But this hole is fraught with safety hazards. The basket you saw downhill to the right is the 10th basket. And that basket and also another tee up here downhill to the right are a little too close for comfort. Also, the course route crosses itself here. You have to walk across this fairway when you're going from the 10th basket to the 11th tee. There are two baskets on this hole. That's the short basket that we're passing right now. We're going to walk to the long basket. Also, the park entrance road is too close for comfort off to the left, and there is a lot of vehicle traffic on that park entrance road. Of the 36 holes at this park, this is one of my least favorite holes, partly due to the safety hazards. There's the basket and the view back to the tee from behind the basket. To get to the second tee, you have to go downhill to the right from the first basket and cross a creek behind the playground. The second hole plays steeply uphill, and it is densely wooded. There is a cluster of trees directly between the tee and the basket. You could go either way around those cluster of trees, but I walked around it to the left, and it seems to give a wider fairway that way. I do want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the parks professor. There's the basket and the view back downhill to the tee from behind the basket. The third hole is one of the tightest holes on this course. It is slightly downhill, and it's a fairly short hole, but you still have to really thread your disc around these trees here. Given the downhill and the length of this hole, though, this is still a fair hole. We are at Warriors Path State Park. We are in extreme eastern Tennessee, and there are two 18-hole courses at this park. This is the Lakefront Course. The other course is the Cliffside Course, which I showed you in a separate set of videos a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned the two courses at this point because the only place on this course where the two course routes overlap is on this hole. The fourth hole starts out in a very open area, but we're going to head slightly downhill into the woods. Now, the tee you saw off to the right, that's actually the 16th tee on the Cliffside Course. And if you want to play all 36 holes, the best way to do that is to start on the Cliffside Course, play the first 15 holes on the Cliffside Course, then jump over to the Lakefront Course and start with this hole on the Lakefront Course. Play all 18 holes on the Lakefront Course, then go back and finish the last 3 holes on the Cliffside Course. And if you do that, you're going to have a really good day of disc golf because both of these courses are really quite good. The fifth hole is another heavily wooded and really tight downhill hole, similar to the third hole. Some of the holes on this course have two baskets, and those are the two distances that I'm showing you up at the top of the screen, the short basket and the long basket. You saw the short basket on this hole off to the left. In all of these video clips, we are walking to the long basket, which is down here a little further down the hill. There's the view back to the tee. The sixth hole is the most downhill hole on the front nine. Plays downhill over these rocky outcrops here. There are also some trees tight on both the left and the right. And there's also this little stream down here in front of the basket. This is my favorite hole on the front nine. I like the short challenge that this hole provides. We're going to jump down to the other side of the stream here momentarily. There's the view back across the creek and uphill to the tee. The seventh hole is another short hole. It's gradually uphill and fairly open. Honestly, all of the short holes in the middle of this course get a little bit repetitive. And in general, these next few holes are some of my least favorite holes among the 36 holes at this park. There's the view back downhill to the tee. The 8th hole is a little more interesting. It's a sharp dogleg right. It plays gradually uphill at first, but then steeply downhill to get to the basket. And as you can see, you can't see the basket from the tee, and so you're also throwing blind on top of that. You want to use a left to right disc flight here, but the hillside also slopes steeply from left to right, and therefore, in addition to controlling your disc flight, you also have to control your distance. And this is a short hole, but it's actually one of the more interesting throws in this part of the course. I captured this video on Tuesday, October 31st, and it was a chilly fall day with temperatures in the upper 40s when I came here. The 9th hole, and of course last hole on the front 9, is longer, but it's also pretty boring because it's pretty open, and it has a very steep cross slope from right to left. Of the 36 holes at this park, my 5 or 6 least favorite are all on this course, on the Lakefront Course, and you've seen a couple of them here at the end of the front 9. It's also the case that my 3 or 4 most favorite holes of the 36 are also on this course, and we'll see them on the back 9. I do want to thank you for watching. Parking full time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. That is the end of the front 9. I will see you on the back 9. Until then, have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.